Hi everyone, I hope all is well with you. Ryan here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to discuss how to acquire and learn new drumming language. So this can be applied in any context, whether it's a drum solo, trading fours, comping, or other forms of timekeeping, or just a great groove you like. So often we learn or transcribe a new solo, but I found that I would do this step and then none of it would become part of my playing. So I'm going to share with you 5 steps today to help you learn and acquire new drumming language, so let's get into it. Step 1 is define. So define clearly what your goal or objective is when learning this new piece of language. So your objective shouldn't simply be, I want to get better at drums, or even I want to get better at soloing. We want to come up with some more specific goals and objectives. Things like, I want to improve my drum soloing using hands to feet ideas, or I want to improve my comping in an up-tempo jazz setting. So we want to try and get really specific and define exactly what we want to get better at. So step number 2 is find. So find the musician that in your eyes is the best at this thing. So this is really important for honing your sound and taste on the drum set. So we don't want to go, so-and-so said that this was the best person at this thing, because then we're going to get pushed in that direction, which, it's good to get recommendations, but I think it's really important to, pick a musician that really inspires you. And, when you hear a solo and you go, wow, that's amazing, that's the sort of feeling you want to have when you're selecting who you want to transcribe. So, we can loosely pick, I want to transcribe said musician playing said goal on said song. So, for example, I want to transcribe Tony Williams playing up-tempo jazz language on the tune So What by Miles Davis from the album Four and More. So for the step find, we are just picking the musician that plays the thing we want to learn on a song that we really like, and that's important because it's going to hone our taste and our sound, and it's going to really inspire us too and make us, really want to learn this transcription. So step 3 is analyze. So in this step, we're basically just transcribing the solo or the groove or, the passage of timekeeping. This step seems pretty straightforward. It's just like, just take the thing and write it down or learn it by ear and then go from there. But this step can be pretty challenging. So the 2 main ways to transcribe would be to either write down the solo or to transcribe by ear, where you can kind of listen and sing it back and be able to either sing the whole solo or hear the whole solo in your head. So try to get it as close as you can to the recording. So this can be very difficult sometimes if you have a whole band playing and you're trying to listen out for something like ghost notes. It can be very difficult, but get it as close as you can. And sometimes as well, if you transcribe something slightly wrong, that could be okay because that's your interpretation of the idea, and then that can kind of become your own idea. So don't worry too much about it. I personally use an app called Transcribe by 7th String. It's a really, really great app, so I'd recommend that, but there's plenty of slowdown apps and things like that out there that can help assist you when transcribing. Another one is if it's a live performance, sometimes there might be a video, on YouTube of the drummer performing the solo or the groove. So that can be really useful too, because then you can actually see the drummer physically playing and you can, see those ghost notes or the various techniques that they're using. Perhaps doing a video on some transcribing tips is something I'll look into doing in the future. So step 3 is transcribe the solo or the groove and write it down on paper or learn it by ear and memorize it. Step 4 is learn. So this is another pretty straightforward step, but again can be difficult depending on how challenging your solo is. So this one is just basically, we've got a transcription, whether it's written down or learned by ear. Now we just have to learn it and be able to play it on the drums. So we want to make sure that while we're learning this solo, we're also using good practice habits to make sure we're getting the most out of our practice sessions. So things like using a metronome, making sure your limbs are lining up, making sure the subdivisions are correct, making sure we have a good sound on the drums, making sure we're using good technique, practicing slowly, making sure we're able to hear the idea, playing dynamically, things like these. If you want a bit of a deeper look at this, I created a video sharing 6 practice tips that have really helped me over the years. So I'll link that in the corner up here and be sure to check that one out. So step 4, pretty straightforward, but can still be difficult. Learn the solo using good practice habits and be able to perform it on the drum set. And the last step, step 5, is improvise. So this is a very, very important step. And it's crucial in making sure that the ideas in your transcription come out naturally and organically. So the goal here is to just take ideas from our transcription and improvise them to make them into our own ideas and make them become part of our playing. So you can take a tiny phrase of the transcription and reorchestrate it around the kit, changing the surfaces that you play, or you can do things like pushing and pull with the time, changing the subdivisions or playing ideas slower and faster, and just messing around with the ideas and improvising with them to make them your own. There are plenty of ways to improvise and explore these ideas, so just have fun with it, and if you have fun and enjoy the process, then these ideas will come out naturally in your playing in no time. So there you have it, 5 steps to help you acquire and learn new drumming language. So we had define, you want to define your specific goal. Find the musician and the song that inspires you. We had analyze, which is transcribe the solo, whether it's written down or learning by ear. We have learn, which is learn the solo using good practice habits and be able to play it on the drum kit. And step 5, improvise. So you want to take the ideas and improvise with them to make them your own and help them become part of your drumming and part of your playing. So I hope you found today's lesson useful. If you did, please consider hitting like and subscribe as it helps the channel out a bunch. If you have any tips on transcribing or learning and acquiring new drum language, I'd love to know, so just drop a comment down below and it would be great to share that with the community. Thanks again for watching, I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next video.